Hi, this is Ashwati from Unity Women's College, Manjeri. The current session is on the process of writing. There is a common question pattern that we would always expect when we enter the examination hall, which would begin with, say, write an essay on. How would you do it usually? Could you describe that step by step? Imagine that you applied for a part-time online job. The employer asks you to submit an essay on COVID crisis along with your CV. Could you describe the process of your writing it? What all are you do to write an essay? Reflect on the process. What do you do before writing, during writing, and after writing? Take your notebook and write down step by step. Stop the video for a while. Please complete the task and come back. Now, learn a bit of theory to see how you could perfect your process. By learning this chapter, you plan to achieve the following objectives. Understand the scope, purpose, and audience of academic writing. Identify the features of academic writing. Understand the process of academic writing and master the structure of academic paragraph and essay. The first step is identifying the features of academic writing. Read the following pieces of writing and compare. The first one is this. While pursuing this project, I went through a lot of material from magazines, newspapers, and internet sites. But I found them to be unreliable as they did not provide proofs for claims, and they did not give the details of their authors. This is the second piece. Information available in such sources as internet, newspapers, and magazines cannot be relied upon, mainly because these sources do not often provide evidence of the claims made, nor do they mention the details of the authors. Obviously, the second example stands out because it is more academic in nature. Then what are the differences that you identify between these two? Just write down your inferences. The differences that you identified may be related to the features of academic writing. Formal, objective, and technical are the key features of academic writing. The first thing to remember is that the language expected from an academic expert would not be conversational, informal, or colloquial. The inclusion of these into the writing will make the writing less academic. So, one has to avoid them to practice formal writing. Secondly, the viewpoint of the writer is to be presented as independent of the biases or prejudices. That's what is meant by objective. Also, in order to be objective, one has to practice impersonal tone. Our writing would sound objective if one minimizes the use of I. If one uses I without much discrimination, the writing will appear to be subjective. So, for objectivity, limit the use of I or we in academic writing. Thirdly, academic writing should be technical writing. For that, one has to identify terms and expressions specifically used in the discipline. Then use academic vocabulary to the maximum possible extent. That is, instead of the word show, the student can utilize demonstrate, depict, portray, display, exhibit, or reveal. Again, follow the style of referencing and arrangements of ideas prescribed for the discipline. For the preparation of papers related to science, you should follow APA, American Psychological Association citation pattern, whereas for humanities papers, you should follow MLA, Modern Language Association citation pattern. Also, one is to be aware of the latest editions of these bibliography preparation patterns to write good papers. For example, if you produce an academic paper belonging to humanities, connected with literature or history, it is preferable to put references in MLA 8th edition format. Now, why is it important to have mastery in the writing style specific to the discipline? The structure and the length of a paragraph vary according to disciplines. In humanities, we use lengthier paragraphs written in argumentative style. In science, we use focused paragraphs written in descriptive mode packed with information. So, it is essential to understand the style of writing specific to the discipline. Another objective is understanding the process of academic writing. The basic process of academic writing involves 3 steps: pre-writing, writing, and revising. In the pre-writing stage, one should make clarity regarding the content of investigation. One should search for the subject of examination and the major points connected with the subject. The second step is collecting the right material to produce a research content. The third step in the pre-writing stage is the preparation of a framework by organizing the heading and the subheading. In the writing stage, prepare the first draft using the framework prepared. Do thorough proofreading. In the revising stage, keep your writer's perspective apart and read your essay from the reader's viewpoint. Ensure that the ideas are conveyed with clarity, harmony, and precision. The next major area of analysis is the purpose of academic writing. Here we explore the reasons for writing an essay. It may be for educational purpose that you write an essay. Sometimes it may be for the career-related purpose or for the social purpose that you write an essay. Your essay may persuade the reader. It may impress the reader with its critical evaluation. It may give explanation for some specific thought, or it may support the reader to form informed judgments. To put it in a nutshell, the purpose of academic writing is to explain, persuade, inform, or to share the experience. Now please have a glance through the table given in the textbook in page number 27. That will give you more information regarding the skills that you would attain by writing different categories of assignments. Different types of assignments will help you to attain various research skills such as constructing and substantiating arguments, synthesizing knowledge, etc. Another most important aspect to be considered is audience analysis. There are 2 areas to be dealt with here. The first one is this: what is the content of audience analysis? Who is the reader? What is my reader's understanding of my topic before she reads my essay? What is it that I want to give to my reader? The content of audience analysis comprises of these questions. The second query is this: why is understanding the reader essential? To make your writing understandable, to convey ideas and persuade, it is important to know the audience. The most important area of analysis of this chapter is how to write an academic essay. An essay answers a question in a logical way with the aid of paragraphs structured in the most comprehensible manner. An essay comprises of an introductory paragraph, a minimum of 3 body paragraphs, and a concluding paragraph. The introductory paragraph should carry a thesis statement, that is a statement containing the main idea or the argument of the essay, and the background information, what, who, when, why, and how of the information can be briefly mentioned here. Body paragraphs should carry the ideas that support thesis statement, explanations to them, and evidence or examples. Topic sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding statements form the content of the body paragraph. It would be ideal if a body paragraph deals with a single supporting idea. Now, when you are in the pre-writing stage, you have to do brainstorming to generate the keywords, either to identify a problem or to elicit answers related to a problem. The keywords will lead the reader to the significant areas of the essay. Decide the order of the presentation of the ideas, prioritizing logical sequencing in the stage. When you are in the writing stage, identify the right type of thesis statement. It can be an argument in an argumentative essay, or it can be an explanation in expository kind of an essay. A thesis statement should carry the subject, should reveal the writer's standpoint, and the tone of the essay. Supporting the thesis with evidence. Evidence convinces the reader about the truth of your statement. It helps to project your statements as clear and logical. The sources of the evidence are primary and secondary. A primary source is the base text of the essay, whereas a secondary source can be a critical comment or a review. Evidence drawn from a primary source is called as textual evidence. Now please have a look at the sources given in page number 35 of the textbook. Not only books, but videos, websites, audios, etc. can be made as sources. Before we conclude, let's have a glance through writing paragraphs. Introductory paragraph is meant to invite the attention of the reader by providing a thesis statement. It should provide a brief outline and background information. The body paragraphs should be interconnected. Concluding paragraphs may begin with a transitional word or phrase such as to conclude, to sum up, etc. It should literally summarize the essay. The most significant point to remember is to avoid plagiarism while writing an academic essay. Now, let's go through a couple of questions for a recap. Write down a paragraph on the features of academic writing. How is the purpose of academic writing intertwined with audience analysis? Do you consider authorial voice as important in an essay? Explain. How to write a thesis statement? Explain. Describe the steps involved in the 3 stages of writing. Write a paragraph on organizing the paragraphs to form an essay. Finally, you please go back to the first question. Write an essay on COVID-19 crisis and apply the theory of writing that you learned and write perfect academic essay. Thank you very much.